expression he would say that I didn't get, and it's based on what we're talking about right here. He would say, I want to know, when you would say to him, why do we do these things? Because one time I was thinking, geez, you know, this is kind of self-centered what I'm doing here, this practice. Why do we do these things? And he goes, because it is to our liking. That's one of his answers. Don't make it overcomplicated. But then another time he would say, I want to know in whose hand this is. And I'm like, what? And he'd go, you see, if I'm standing here, I can touch in 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 here, and I'm falling out. He would say, that. And I'm going, I'm touching there, I'm not falling out. Because I'm tightening up my ankles. I'm not standing like a balance. I'm standing like a rigid guy who's like, I can touch here, I can touch here. Stand like that and touch there, see how long you want to do that. You get your breath tight, you're on my toes. So he's trying to define like what is his space. And when you stand, you have, you know, what I call your egg, this space. You know, and within this egg, I can come out of this egg. So Marcel, if I could borrow you for a moment. So if you come over here. If Marcel pulls me a little bit, don't go crazy. We're just trying to, I'm not like trying to go off camera. He's like stepping back. If he pulls me and I come outside of this egg, he can continue to pull, like he's got me. Right? If he pulls me and I come up inside the egg, you see, I pull him into my center. So my egg that I call my egg, defined by my standing, this space, I want to stay in that pretty much, and if I go out of that, I'm out. You understand? So Mr. Chan said, I want to know whose hand this is. The hand is out of the edge of the egg, kind of. So if he reaches the tip of his hand, he pulls himself out. And he's really just trying to analyze his centers and how they change when we move. And it's an important concept. But you can't feel this if you don't stand like a balance. So when he first talked about this, I didn't understand what he was talking about. I'm like, I can touch my hand here. I don't know what he's talking about. Because I'm tightening up my ankles and I'm not listening to the fact that my body is pulling itself forward. So once you start to like realize that, when you stand like a balance, you do this and whoa, you pull yourself forward. And, you know, but what we do is we sit back, we root, we tighten, we do all sorts of things to counter this. And some of these things like tightening are real bad ideas, you know? So this is an exercise you want to do to just learn how to find your center. Now, when you're standing in any posture, if I go, as I look at this one person, and he always does this at Part Wild Horses Maine, I'm like, why are you doing that? You know? I'm like, open it up and make it more expansive type of thing. But if I let this hand be here, the gravity is pulling me out. I have to adjust that until I find like where doesn't it pull me out. And even if I have my hand back here, you know, this is going to fatigue after a while, and it's going to tell me, no, I want to be here. Can you stop forcing me here? So this is like how you can gradually let your postures find themselves by using gravity, which has a very exact and consistent touch compared to a training partner, and have gravity, you know, stopping all your transitional postures and standing them and see, are they pulling you out, and find those centers. And then eventually you do that even with transitions, you know, and find like when I come into a transition and I pull myself out, can I do this? So if you hold on, come over here a second. So if I'm like this, and I'm going to go do brush knee from here, you know, I'm in trouble. But if I'm here, you know, I can do my brush knee. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at all these postures. Gravity's pulling me out here on my toes. At a certain point, it's not. Here it is. Now if I come too much this way, I go back the other way. So you do this and try to find your centers in your